Hello everyone, in today's video we'll be visiting the annual Spring Tulip Festival at Emigran Park here in Istanbul and touring the ancient Rumel hisari fortress along the Bosphorus. So join me on this interesting adventure. First up, we have to catch the ferry to Emigran, so I hopped on at my nearest ferry port in Besiktas. Ferry rides cost 3.50 liras, which is 42 cents in US dollars or 35 cents in euros. Ferry rides in Istanbul are always stunning, and it was a great way to start off the day, looking out onto the water as the seagulls follow. There are many old-style houses and historical buildings along the Bosphorus, so there is always something beautiful to look at. And welcome back to beautiful Istanbul. So I have just taken a lovely ferry ride up the Bosphorus this morning and I have just arrived here at Emigran. So we're just about to go to the Emigran Park, which is well known for its tulip festival here in spring. So I'm gonna go check that out, but first I'm pretty hungry because I haven't had any breakfast and it's lunchtime now actually. So it will be interesting to see what is open today because it's actually the first day of Ramadan here in Turkey, and during Ramadan they don't eat during the day, so actually Turkey has closed down all of the dine-in restaurants for the whole duration of Ramadan, which lasts for a month. So it's really unfortunate that I won't be able to dine in for the rest of my stay here, but I'm hoping since it's Turkey there will be lots of takeaway food, so let's see what we can find. And this is the lovely boardwalk here in Emigran. And just like everywhere in Istanbul, you'll always see fishermen hanging out along the waterfront here, and it's so cool just to see local fishermen catching their daily fish. For those of you who don't know what Ramadan is, it is considered one of the holiest Islamic months, and during this time Muslims fast during daylight hours and eat once the sun sets. I'm no Ramadan expert, so you can feel free to enlighten me in the comments on the traditions that you do during Ramadan. The dine-in restaurants were closed during this time to prevent socializing, as many gatherings tend to happen during Ramadan, and Istanbul's COVID cases were on the rise at this time.
They were here long before. They're keeping our stories.
Okay, so I've just arrived at Emigran Park and it really wasn't that far of a walk away from the ferry port, and I found myself a little kind of mini market, and he makes toasties and sandwiches and that kind of thing. So I just brought a Kofte sandwich, which is pretty much a meatball sandwich, and I'm about to give it a try. And I also brought one chai, which is tea, and they typically serve tea here in Turkey black, so it's not really common to drink milk with your tea. So and the tea here is very nice as well. Time to eat the sandwich. Okay, it's quite big actually. It was 20 liras. Oh. It's really good. It could use a bit of sauce, but I like that he's got the tomato, lettuce, meatball, lovely fresh kind of French bread we've got here. And as you can see, it's like the size of my head, so I don't know if I'll be able to eat all of this, but it is really good. Ooh, it tastes really fresh, surprisingly. I thought he'd have all the food kind of pre-made, but it still tastes quite hot. It seems like he's grilled it on the sandwich maker as well, so it really brings out that nice warm toasty flavor that you're looking for when you get a toasty. So it is free to enter the park. I just passed the entrance and it seems to be that the only thing you have to pay for is parking, and I think that was about 14 liras, and I'm guessing that's per day. So there seems to be a lot of pathways here, so luckily I'm using my Google Maps to help me find the tulip gardens. But yeah, if you had a whole day, I reckon it would be a lovely place to spend the whole day because there's so many different pathways that you can take here.
I'm dying to know it all. To know it all.
like how well maintained this park is, especially considering that it's free entrance. I think that's just the best value you can get in the world. Coming here in spring to see all the tulips in season, it's so magnificent. I don't know where else you'd want to be on a beautiful spring day like this.
The trees grow, they were here long before. They're keeping our stories. And when
Interesting fact for you guys, the Turkish people were actually the ones to introduce tulips into Europe. So although I've been thinking this whole time that it was the Netherlands that brought them into the world, it was actually Turkey. Constantinople, now Istanbul, during the 16th century was one of the most beautiful and important cities in the world for its commerce and culture. The city had the most beautiful gardens where many people came to admire the flowers. Every year when the tulips were in bloom, a big party was given by the Sultan. Every April since 2006, the city government in Istanbul has planted millions of tulips in Istanbul's parks, avenues, traffic roundabouts, and pretty much anywhere that there is open ground. In recent years, the total number planted has been 30 million. The result is a glorious spring flower festival with brilliant splashes of colour everywhere you look.
I'm dying to know it all.
Okay guys, so I just found a cafe across the road called Kale Cafe and Restaurant, and usually it's open, but of course because it's Ramadan, as I said before, all of the dining in is closed, but they did do takeaway, so I managed to grab myself a Gozleme. So this is a traditional Turkish food, of course, and inside these gozlemes, they're kind of like little wraps, and they have peynir, cheese, and spinach inside, which I'll try and show you. It's kind of hard. There we go. So spinach and cheese inside, and then over here I got myself a chai, because that just seems to be the thing to do here, just get chai with every meal. So I'm just going to enjoy my late lunch here on the lovely waterfront, the Bosphorus of Istanbul. Okay guys, so we are here at the Rumeli fortress, and this actually is a Roman fortress, and it was built on the narrowest point of the Bosphorus, being one of the most important channels in the world. So this would have been a very strategic place to build a fortress, as you can imagine. So we're going to go take a walk through this fortress and see what it's all about. So the tickets were 25 liras for one person, and if you wanted to get inside the museums in here, that will be an extra cost. I think it was about 60 liras if you wanted to also visit the museums. So the fortress is really cool. It has a map and it shows you where you are inside the fortress. Unfortunately, you can't go up the fortress towers, which I thought was a little bit disappointing since we did have to pay for an entrance fee to get in, and also the grounds are not so well maintained, especially after coming from Emigran Park where it was free to enter and the park was just immaculate maintenance, you know, but I guess it is what it is. And it is really cool though to see a bit of history from Istanbul, and they do have pretty good signage around about some of the plants that are in here, so it is really interesting to learn some of the history here. I spent a total of an hour and a half at the Rumeli fortress and had a great time viewing the Bosphorus from above. The kitty companions at the top greet everyone as well with cuddles, so if you're a cat person, you'll love it too. Okay, so I just got my pomegranate and orange juice from this stall over here, and it was 20 liras, which is about $2 something, so it's incredibly affordable. And I've already taken a sip because I was just so thirsty, but yeah, it tastes amazing. Wow, seriously, I can't believe how incredibly cheap this is, and fruit is just so abundant here, so of course it's very affordable. But yay, I'm definitely going to be making the most of this while I'm here in Turkey. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, you can check out more in my Turkey playlist above. Catch you guys in the next one.